Hey guys, if you made it here to Minimally Made, it's nice to meet you. My name is Sarah. Today you're going to be watching me paint our kids' room. We have 3 children. We have 2 older boys and 1 younger girl. Our boys are 6 and 5. They're 11 months apart. And then our girl is 2.5 years old. This is the boys' bedroom, and I wanted to do something really nice for them. Something a little bit more grown up. You'll see in some of these clips later that there's a bunch of trees that I tried to do, like a silhouette of a landscape, which is really cool. It just felt like it was a little bit too dark and kind of nursery-like. So since they started sharing a room a little bit more recently, like in the past year or so, this is me taking the time to ask them what they wanted in their room. We looked at some pictures on Pinterest, and then I threw in a more realistic spin on it. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. You'll see, like, on the front of some of these paint buckets, you might see like a sticky note that has 1, 2, or 3. I went color by color for, like, the most used color was number 1 that I would be using in the room, and then number 2 was going to be the second most used color. Number 3 is like a navy, really dark blue. So I didn't want that to kind of take up all of the room. I labeled that as number 3. So you'll just see me going from spot to spot. I'm brand new at recording myself doing this kind of stuff. So you might see, like, I'm not fully in the camera here, but I'm doing my best. Most of the time I start a project and then I realize, oh, I'm not recording myself, because these are just things that I was doing anyway. And then I've had a few family members and my husband say, like, well, why don't you just record it and see what happens? So that is this right now. I hope you're having a really good day. Come join me, sit with me, have a cup of coffee, watch this video. I hope you find it relaxing. I know I found it super relaxing while working. I like to call this my Adam Sandler phase. This is like right before I take a shower. I usually drop off the first kid at school, and then I just have Adam Sandler phase. So wearing pajamas, whatever I was wearing the night before, and just go at it before I wash it all off. Something that's been on my heart for a few weeks has been struggling with perfectionism. So you'll see here, I'm really trying not to be perfect. I'm trying to just get what I can done in the amount of time that I have. I'll usually have like 45 minutes in the morning where I pop on a TV show for our youngest. There's actually a few times where she came up and she was just reading a book next to me. Well, you know, she's 2.5, so she was reading a book as best as she could, looking at the pictures, asking me for help, and it was really cute. There was a lot of pauses, so I'm learning still to do stuff that I consider productive while also making sure that I'm being purposeful with being a mom with younger kids. So you'll see, well, you won't see because I don't feel comfortable putting the kids in these videos, but there was a few times that you'll see, like, the videos kind of cut out, and that's because, you know, one of our kids wanted to hold a paintbrush, so they were painting with me, and it's really fun to have everybody involved in this kind of stuff. But some of the process that I was working on here was, there was, like, minimal thought that went behind this. I just thought one day, like, yeah, we need to make the kids have, like, a cool room that they're excited to be in. We had just cleaned it out, and I wanted to do something that was nice for them. So there wasn't a whole lot of planning behind these arches that were in the bedroom. I just kind of held my finger to the middle of the wall where I wanted that arch to go, like the center of it, and then I had a string and then tied it to a pencil, and then just put my arm over top of where the string was connecting to the pencil. I hope that made sense. And then I drew, like, most of a semicircle, maybe a little bit over, and then what I plan on doing after this is taking what is that thing called? A level. Oh my gosh. Taking one of those big levels that we have in the garage and then tracing out lines that show that they're level, straight up and down, so that the arch goes all the way down to the floor. So that'll require me to move some of the bunk beds and, you know, probably scrub a few walls and then get started on that. The kids were so excited though when they ran in here and they saw, you know, the progress that was being made. It wasn't exactly like the picture that they wanted, but again, that's not really the point. My main concern lately, not even a concern, just like a goal, has been trying to make things in the house a tiny bit better than they were before. And I have said a bunch of times that I struggle with perfectionism. Like, I will, you know, sit and wait until I can do the thing perfectly, or until I feel like I have most of a plan down, and I feel like that kind of just takes away from my motivation. I'll be more motivated to do the thing if I just jump in and figure it out along the way. So this is one of those moments where, like, even today, this was like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I haven't finished it. This room is exactly how you'll see at the end of the video, exactly how I left it, but I do know that at some point I'll be able to finish the rest of it, and it made the kids super happy. Again, like, you don't need to even do a lot to make a space better. You don't need to do a lot and have a lot of physical things to make your kids happy. I think that's a misconception that a lot of us feel today. I know I'm still struggling with like the amount of stuff in our kids' rooms, but I've noticed that they've been a lot happier since getting rid of stuff. And it's just nice. I mean, it's less work for me, it's less work for my husband. At the end of the night when we're cleaning up, it's been a more peaceful house, and I've noticed that our kids have also been more creative when they're working with each other. They have better people skills now. A lot of that has to do with them going to school and also getting a little bit older, but I have noticed a correlation between the decrease in the volume of things that we have in the house for them to play with and how much they work together as a team now, because they're sharing more resources and they're way more creative. Like, we just got rid of almost all their toys and then instead supplied a bunch of art supplies for the kids to use, and they absolutely love it. They'll come out like after like 2 hours just playing. I mean, like, they're 5 and 6, so you know, they'll come out like many times, but when they finally decide that they're done crafting and stuff, then they'll come out for good and say like, hey, look at what we've been working on. And it's just so cool to see these different parts of their imaginations light up. We lose sight of that. I know I've lost sight of that before, and this is one of those ways that I can still feel like that spark that they're feeling by bringing something that was in my own imagination to life. And plus, it benefits everybody in the household. Like, you might think that it's just painting, but it's really you loving on your house as well. And when you love on your house, like, it just keeps giving. So yeah, we've just slowly been trying to make our house more peaceful, feeling more like us. This is a new build, and I love it. I love it so much. It also came with just like a blank slate, almost like everything was painted all the same color, and that can be a really nice aesthetic for a lot of people, but I do not like to sit still, and everywhere I look, it's kind of like a problem. I'll just see potential and I go like, oh, that could be better. Like, I know I can make that better, and if I don't, then I can watch a bunch of YouTube videos and figure it out. So yeah, it's kind of a delusion, but it's also been pretty good. So yeah, this channel's been mostly about clearing out your house and getting rid of the majority of things that we own, but this is one of my major passions as well, is just DIYing different things that I feel like I'm capable of. Some things I feel like I'm not capable of. Like, there's a hallway video that's going to be coming up, and that stressed me out. Like, the hallway has been a project that I've been working on for about 2 months. I started it 2 months ago, and I'm still working on it. It's just endless amounts of paint and cutting, and it's been super fun. But I'm ready for that project to end and to start one that requires a little less effort with a bigger impact. So there's the dark blue color that I was talking about earlier. You can tell, like, there's the number 3 on the can, and that was so that I wouldn't use as much of that dark blue color. I know dark and moody is a big thing right now, and I just don't feel like my kids would enjoy that as much, so I know that I don't. I thought I did, but I like it in certain places at certain times. So if you've made it this far, I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you're having a good day. You definitely deserve it. I hope you're doing something that you consider productive, whether that's washing dishes or doing something in your house to make the day a little bit easier for yourself, or do something that you consider like you've been putting off. I know this is a project that I just kind of cast it for myself and considered every day that I wasn't working on it like a day that I needed to get this done. I hope you're getting one of those things done for yourself in your own house. It definitely feels better after at least starting the project. You get to look around, and if you're somebody who likes working on projects constantly in your house, it's cool to see your own touches sprinkled throughout your house. I like that feeling. I think people can feel the difference when they walk in your house when you've put a lot of love and work into it. So yeah, that's my goal for our kids' rooms. It's been one of the goals that I've had for our house in general, is just to make it feel more like a home and really represent us. I know people have a problem with like the resale value of houses, but that's not really a concern for me, at least. Yeah, this is just something that I enjoy doing anyway, and so I figured, at least while the kids are little and I'm at home with them a majority of the time, I might as well also do something that I enjoy doing, and it helps me be a better mom for them as well, because I know that I'm doing something that's kind of just for me, even though it's working on their rooms. It really is something that I like doing and would do anyway. So it feels nice. It reminds me that there's another part of myself outside of just being a mom, and I appreciate working on this kind of stuff, especially in small pieces when you also are taking care of kids throughout the day. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Feel free to follow for more videos.